One Piece Chapter 1179, Japan vs. Reddit. After 29 years, I'm Sama's face is finally revealed, and the reactions are completely different. Chapter 1179 is titled Nerona Im descends. This is one of the most historic chapters in One Piece history. After 8 years of silhouettes, I'm Sama's true face is finally revealed, and Japan and Reddit had wildly different reactions. Quick recap. Im descends to Elbaf via a massive magic circle and reveals his true form for the first time. He immediately coughs up blood, suggesting a weakness. Zoro discovers Sommers has a metal heart and devises a plan to destroy it. And the power ceiling of One Piece just got raised to new heights. Let's compare how Japan and Reddit reacted to each of these moments. Let's start with the biggest moment. I'm Sama's face reveal after 8 years. This is where the cultural divide is the most obvious. Reddit absolutely thirsts over him. Japan immediately turns it into a meme. On Reddit, the reaction was unanimous. Quote, Im is incredibly handsome and terrifying at the same time. End quote. Western fans described him as a perfect combination of beauty and menace. Newsweek literally ran an article with the headline, quote, Im revealed, here's how they look. End quote. Reddit could not stop talking about his features. Western fans cataloged every detail. Tan skin like a Lunarian, long white curly hair, S-shaped horns, a devilish tail, wings, circular tattoos. Every single feature got its own Reddit thread. One popular comment said, quote, this is peak villain design. Oda cooked. End quote. Japan's reaction was very different. The most popular 2-channel comment said, quote, you could never have imagined this handsome face from that silhouette. The gap is insane. End quote. Japanese fans were shocked, but not in a positive thirst way. They were confused. Japanese fans couldn't let I'm Sama's reputation recover. Quote, sure, he looks cool now, but remember this is the same guy who kept losing dignity in every previous chapter. The gap between his appearance and his actual personality is hilarious. End quote. Japan refused to forget the memes. So Reddit is simping. Western fans are calling him terrifying, handsome, and perfect. Japan is still roasting him. Even the most dramatic face reveal in 8 years couldn't stop the Japanese internet from making fun of him. The cultural gap is unbelievable. Next big debate. Sama has 2 prominent horns on his head, and Japan and Reddit immediately had different theories about what they mean. Reddit went straight into lore analysis. Quote, those horns combined with the Hagoromo smoke effect strongly suggest a mythical Zoan awakening form. This is similar to Rob Lucci's awakened state. End quote. Western fans immediately connected it to existing power systems. Another popular Reddit theory. Quote, this could be a brand new race combining Lunarian, Oni, and Third Eye tribe traits. Oda is setting up a hidden race that predates all others. End quote. Reddit loves building race theories. Japanese fans had a much more direct reaction. The top 2-channel comment was just, quote, those horns look exactly like Yamato from Wano. Is he a demon race member? End quote. No elaborate theory, just an immediate visual comparison to an existing character. A follow-up Japanese comment said, quote, we already have angels in the form of Scipions. It wouldn't be weird if demons exist too. End quote. Simple logic. No power scaling. No awakening theories. Just plain observation. This is the perfect example of the cultural difference. Reddit builds elaborate race theories connecting Lunarians, Onis, and Third Eye tribes. Japan just looks at Yamato and says, yeah, those are the same horns. Both perspectives are valid, but they reveal how differently these fan bases engage with the manga. Im's full name was revealed. Saint Nerona Im. One of the 20 founders of the world government, the king of the world. But the name Nerona triggered immediate theories across both fan bases. Reddit absolutely exploded over this reveal. Quote, Dracul Mihawk, the warlord with hawk eyes, suddenly has deep connections to him because of the Nerona name. This is the biggest lore drop of the entire Elbaf arc, end quote. Western fans started connecting every single Mihawk detail to him. The leading Reddit theory. Quote, Mihawk must be a descendant of the Nerona clan. His hawk eyes, his aristocratic aura, his position as the world's greatest swordsman, it all connects. End quote. Entire Reddit threads have been dedicated to cataloging every possible Mihawk Im connection. Japan's reaction was much more deadpan. The top 2-channel comment was, quote, "Another complicated name to remember. Oda is making this harder than it needs to be." End quote. Japanese fans were slightly annoyed rather than excited by the new information. A few Japanese fans did make the Mihawk connection, but their tone was different. Quote, "Is Mihawk related? Maybe. Who cares? Im is still a loser who cries when things don't go his way." End quote. Japan refuses to give Im any respect no matter what Oda reveals. Im's ability was labeled as, quote, "Devil's Fruit," end quote, written differently from regular devil fruits in the manga. This triggered massive speculation on both sides, but with different angles. Reddit's leading theory is massive. Quote, "Im's devil's fruit is the original fruit, the source of all other devil fruits in the world. Im is the creator of the devil fruit system itself." End quote. This theory spread across Twitter, Reddit, and YouTube within hours of the chapter's release. Western fans built on this theory extensively. Quote, "This explains why Im's abilities don't follow normal devil fruit logic. He's not using one of the fruits. He's using the fruit that created them all." End quote. Reddit turned this into a full academic paper within 48 hours. Japan's reaction focused on something different. Quote, "Akuma no Mi written in katakana, that's a weird choice. What's the significance?" End quote. Japanese fans immediately noticed the specific kanji versus katakana choice, something most Western fans missed entirely. Japanese fans connected this to old lore. Quote, "Maybe the devil's fruit is the national treasure that's been hidden in Pangaea Castle this whole time. That would explain why I'm leaving the Holy Land is such a big deal." End quote. This theory actually matches Reddit's theory, but Japanese fans came at it from a different angle. Here's the moment that Japan absolutely destroyed. Right after making his grand entrance, Im-sama coughs up blood. Reddit and Japan had completely different reactions to this weakness reveal. Reddit immediately went into analysis mode. Quote, "This confirms that Im is physically weakened when he leaves the Holy Land. This is his fatal flaw. The Straw Hats have a chance." End quote. CBR even wrote an article titled, quote, "After 29 years, One Piece reveals its final villain's true form and fatal flaw." End quote. Western fans got hopeful. Quote, "If Im is this weak outside the Holy Land, then the Straw Hats can actually win. This changes the entire power scaling of the endgame." End quote. Reddit started producing content predicting how this weakness will be exploited. Japan's reaction was pure comedy. The most upvoted 2-channel comment said, quote, "This guy makes the most dramatic entrance in One Piece history, and the first thing he does is cough up blood. What kind of final boss is this?" End quote. Japan could not believe Oda did this. Another Japanese comment continued the roast. Quote, "I thought the face reveal would finally give him some dignity. But no, he shows up, looks cool for 2 panels, and then immediately starts bleeding. His reputation is beyond saving." End quote. Japan is merciless. Chapter 1179 dramatically raised the power ceiling of One Piece. Im's magic circle was massive. His conqueror's haki shook all of Elbaf. And both fanbases had strong reactions, but in opposite directions. Reddit panicked. Quote, "This completely breaks the One Piece power scaling. Luffy, even with Gear 5, is not ready for this level. Loki and Luffy combined cannot match him." End quote. Screen Rant ran a headline saying, quote, "One Piece just revealed Im's true form, and it completely breaks the series' power scaling." End quote. Western fans immediately started theorizing about new power-ups. Quote, "Luffy needs a second stage of Gear 5 awakening to even stand a chance. Or maybe Joy Boy's true power is yet to be revealed." End quote. Reddit loves predicting escalating power levels. Japan had the opposite reaction. The dominant 2-channel sentiment was, quote, "Finally, the final boss is taking this seriously. We've been waiting for him to actually look threatening." End quote. For Japanese fans, this power display was long overdue, not surprising. Japanese fans saw this as confirmation of existing power scaling. Quote, "Now it makes sense why the 4 emperors were positioned as the top tier." There was always something above them. Im is the ceiling, as he should be. End quote. Japan accepts the escalation naturally. While Im was making his grand entrance, Zoro discovered something crucial. Sommers has a metal heart, and Zoro immediately formulated a plan to destroy it. Both fanbases loved this moment, but for different reasons. Reddit immediately praised Zoro's tactical thinking. Quote, "While everyone else is panicking about him, Zoro spotted the weakness and has a plan. Zoro is the real tactical genius of the crew." End quote. Western fans celebrated Zoro's problem-solving approach. Western fans used this moment to reinforce Zoro's role. Quote, "This scene proves why Zoro is the first mate. He stays calm, finds the weakness, and acts immediately. Nami would still be screaming." End quote. Reddit loves celebrating Zoro's practical approach. Japanese fans had a similar, but more understated reaction. Quote, "Zoro finally gets a moment to shine in Elbaf. He's been somewhat sidelined, so this is a welcome change." End quote. Japan focused on Zoro's screen time rather than his strategic brilliance. A Japanese comment added character analysis. Quote, "Zoro instantly understanding how to break the system is so on brand for him. He doesn't need to know the rules. He just needs to find what to cut." End quote. Japanese fans love Zoro's intuitive combat sense. Here's the problem. Luffy is completely exhausted from his previous Gear 5 transformation. Right when Im arrives, Luffy is at his weakest. Both fanbases worried about this, but in very different ways. Reddit took this seriously. Quote, "Gear 5 has a huge stamina cost, and Luffy just used it. He physically cannot fight him right now. This is a real problem for the crew." End quote. Western fans analyzed the stamina mechanics in detail. Western fans saw this as potential power-up territory. Quote, "This might be where Joy Boy's true power kicks in. Luffy's exhaustion forces him to reach a new level beyond Gear 5. End quote. Reddit is always predicting the next stage of power-ups. Japan took a much more cynical, humorous approach. Quote, "Don't worry about Luffy's exhaustion. Oda will fix it with some convenient plot device like Sunshine returning his stamina." End quote. Japanese fans have seen this pattern before and joke about it openly. A Japanese fan had a creative take. Quote, "Luffy being tired is the perfect narrative excuse for Zoro to get his big moment against him. This is setting up a Zoro versus I'm direct confrontation." End quote. Japan often predicts story structure over power mechanics. In a flashback, Im expressed a desire for Vivi, the Nefertari princess from Alabasta. This single line blew up both fanbases, with very different theories about what it means. Reddit lost its mind. Quote, "The Nefertari family is the only one of the original 20 who refused to move to Mariawa. Vivi is the key to unlocking the Void Century. I'm wanting Vivi confirms she is the most important character in the endgame." End quote. Entire YouTube videos were made about this single line. Western fans turned it into a theory. Quote, "This foreshadows Vivi joining the Straw Hats as the final crew member. Luffy will protect her from him, completing the promise from Alabasta." End quote. Reddit loves the Vivi joins the crew theory, and this chapter fueled it even more. Japanese fans had a more measured reaction. Quote, "Finally, the Alabasta foreshadowing from 20 years ago is paying off. Vivi was always going to matter in the endgame." End quote. Japanese fans appreciated the long-term planning rather than wild theorizing. And of course, Japanese fans could not resist another joke. Quote, "Wait, so Im has been creepy stalking Vivi for centuries? That's a whole new vibe." End quote. Japan turns every serious plot point into comedy material. It's their greatest skill. The Hagoromo smoke effect surrounding Im during his descent triggered one of Reddit's biggest theory dumps of the year. Japan also noticed it, but reacted very differently. Reddit's analysis went deep. Quote, "The Hagoromo smoke effect is identical to Rob Lucci's awakened cat fruit model leopard. This confirms Im is using a mythical Zoan in awakened form. The horns support this theory." End quote. Western fans love cross-referencing visual details. Reddit even speculated on the specific model. Quote, "Maybe it's the demon fruit model Satan. That would explain the horns, the tail, and the terrifying aura. Im is literally the devil." End quote. Reddit will name the fruit before Oda even hints at it. Japan's reaction was much simpler. Quote, horns, tail, devil aura. Pretty obvious what this is. Don't need elaborate theories. End quote. Japanese fans often take what they see at face value rather than building complex lore. Overall, Chapter 1179 is one of the most historic One Piece chapters ever. After 29 years, the series' biggest mystery is finally revealed. And both fanbases universally agreed this chapter was incredible, but their excitement had completely different energies. Reddit's excitement was about power scaling, lore implications, and serious villain analysis. Western fans treated the face reveal like a superhero movie villain unveiling. They built theories, they praised the design, and they feared him as a legitimate threat. Japan's excitement was about memes, jokes, and refusing to let Im Sama keep his dignity. Japanese fans appreciated the moment, but immediately made fun of Im coughing blood, his over-the-top entrance, and the gap between his looks and his personality. Japan keeps the comedy alive. Reddit fears him as the ultimate villain. Japan laughs at him as the ultimate comedy character. And somehow, both reactions are completely valid. This is the magic of One Piece. A manga that can terrify Western readers and make Japanese readers laugh in the same chapter is truly a global masterpiece. The Elbow War officially begins. Im has arrived. Luffy is exhausted. Zoro has a plan. And the final stage of One Piece is about to unfold in front of millions of fans around the world. Japan will keep joking. Reddit will keep theorizing. And together, we will witness history.